Civil society groups want those responsible for Sunday's violent clashes in Odododiodoo punished, just as perpetrators of other violent or political violence in the country. Now, in a statement signed by the Civic Forum Initiative and the Institute for Democratic Governance, IDEC, they urged the authorities to do whatever it takes to ensure that perpetrators of past and present electoral violence do not go unpunished, and violent inter-party clashes ignited by the peace walk decisively stopped from spreading. Joy News editor Fred Smith joins me with more. Well, we'll bring you details of that. Well, Fred Smith joins me on Zoom with more on this. Fred, the CSOs also have concerns about the rising political tension in the country. Tell us more. Well, Fred, you have to unmute your device so we could hear you. You have to unmute your device there and bring us up to speed on what the civil society groups are saying in that statement released.
Well, and as they say, they are concerned about what they see as the rising political temperature and its associated buildup of tension and deep-seated mistrust between the two main parties and then between the NDC and the Electoral Commission. And they are saying that this is also part of the reasons why the issue of insecurity seems to be spreading in parts of the country. And so they're asking the two parties to come to some understanding with the Electoral Commission on how to proceed on the organization of the December elections.
Have an appeal to the major political parties, to the NDC and the NPP.
Yes, indeed. They want the NDC and the NPP to come together to get some common ground on this issue so that their followers can also, understand that this election is about peace and not war, so they don't go on the streets and fight. Particularly to the NDC, they want the NDC to reach some agreements with the Electoral Commission so that their followers will be able to trust whatever the Electoral Commission says on the election day.
Thank you very much. That's Joy News editor Fred Smith join us with details of a statement released by civil society organizations on the clashes that was recorded Sunday at Odododiodoo following that peace walk by the opposition NDC. Meanwhile, the chairperson of the NCCE, Madam Josephine Nkrumah, says she's surprised the police are yet to take any action on the matter. Speaking on PM Express last night, she expressed disappointment at what she describes as bad precedents.
Truthfully, that is a difficult question for me. As we all know, and looking at the kind of work that the National Peace Council, the NCCE, political parties, clergy, Office of the Imam, looking at the depth of work that was carried out and the seeming commitment that we got from all the parties, we know that it was going to be a difficult roadmap, but nonetheless, we believe that with the commitment that was seemingly exhibited by the two political parties, we would be, heading towards some sort of progress. But the signs are quite worrying, and the NCC, like other well-meaning Ghanaians, have all expressed their concern about this and their utmost condemnation of what happened in Odododiodoo yesterday, and particularly some other hotspots in the country. So when it comes to what are we doing wrong, or what are we not doing well enough, I think the concerted effort and the commitment of stakeholders to this is key. Also key to this very concerning phenomenon is continued and sustained education and engagement, particularly in the hotspots. Something that we're doing, but nonetheless, seeing the kind of influence that political actors wield on supporters, you see how that plays out on supposed peace marches that actually turn violent. That's the irony of it all, how a peace march can lead to such violence. So there's a lot more work to be done. There's a lot more work for the security agencies to do. And particularly if we look at the consultations that NCC held with many stakeholders across the country, one of the key things that came out was a lack of confidence in the police or in the security agencies, thereby necessitating a certain action by political actors to want to take matters into their own hands in order to defend themselves. And we're seeing that play out again this time, having discussed the issue over and over again, having engaged security agencies over and over again, having had a lot of statements from the security agencies that they're going to act. I would have been happy to see by this time some action taken by the police, that they had rounded up some of these people that, you know, can be clearly identified in the videos, and then we begin to see that confidence that is a necessary ingredient to the roadmap for peace here.